always thought about this saying. I just made it up, right? It's just something kind of funny. Anything that tastes good is unhealthy, and anything that is fun is not beneficial. My name is Omar Abdul Jawad, and for those who do not know me, I am a 16-year-old teen striving for my inevitable success, inshallah. Now, before anyone comes to me like, Omar, what is that quote you just said? What do you mean everything that tastes good is unhealthy? And what do you mean that everything that is fun is not beneficial? Guys, I'm being quite general here. I'm not specifying on certain things because we all know, like, they're rare and there's a minority of foods that are actually good tasting and they are actually beneficial. Most of the food that we like, that is sweet, which comes from the extra sugars, which comes from this and that, and the preservatives and all that, is in fact unhealthy. I'm not saying everything that tastes good is unhealthy. Like, I'm just being quite general here, but we all understand that no, there are some foods that are actually tasty and they're healthy. That's fine. And even when we're talking about success, not everything that is easy is not beneficial. No, no, no. I'm talking on a general spectrum. So if you want to talk about it as in, alright, success is not meant to be easy. That's my point. So we are striving to make, like, through my videos, I'm striving to make success as easy as possible for you guys, but not necessarily easy. So we're gonna make it as easier than everyone else, but still not easy. It's gonna be easier. It's easier than carrying bricks on your back, that's for sure, but it is harder than just being a taxi driver. It needs effort, it needs work, okay? It needs discipline, it needs consistency, which is why the good thing about success is that it's not just about it being difficult. It's about the reward for its difficulty. The ratio of difficulty to reward is infinite. Like, the difficulty is nowhere near as great as the reward. The difficulty is considered like a 10%, not less than 10% of the reward, because you put in good effort, you're consistent, you go to the gym, you work on your money, work on your social success, financial success, and all your priorities. Once you achieve them, you're gonna live the best life possible, which is, you probably even forget all the efforts you put in because they weren't even that difficult. So success is difficult, but not that difficult when you compare to its reward. So all in all, just trying to address you guys, success is not easy, but we're trying to make it easier than everyone else. It is not that easy, but we can make it easier than everyone else. We can create shortcuts. We can manage to understand how life works prior to everyone else in advance, which is what we're teaching and learning now. So we can understand that, okay, life won't be that easy on you. That's fine, because when you counter the first bump, you don't just stop and go down. Never. In life, we either go up or go up. That's how I think of it. Nothing such as stopping and going down. Maybe, I'm not saying you're not gonna encounter bumps and gonna encounter hard moments. You are. You're gonna encounter many moments. You're gonna be like, oh my god, that's stressful. Oh, that's hard. And you're gonna feel doubtful a lot, which is why I made a video on doubt, and I made a video on hard moments, and I made a video on envious souls. I made a video on everything that you might think about when encountering difficulties. Go over my channel, you can find them all, like one of my oldest videos. So all in all, just understand that success won't be that easy. But when you have an idea in advance on the difficulties you might foreshadow, yeah, I guess you're prepared. I guess you're ready in advance to counter any difficulty. And as always, focus on your goals. Ignore anything that might alter your success. You might go through a bump, that is fine. You rise even higher. You might go through a pullback. You're gonna rise much higher than the pullback. Focus, stick to your goals, stick to your priorities, and whenever you feel like you're in a harsh situation, you're in doubt, remember, who am I doing all this for? Who are the people I'm sacrificing all this for? Do they actually deserve it? If they deserve it, that is fuel that should motivate you to continue. Even after a harsh bump, thinking about why you're doing all this, thinking about the people and why they deserve it, and foreshadowing your future will make you more consistent than ever. And as always, see you guys at the top.